Status update, we made a ton of progress tonight. So all of the cathode bypass caps have been replaced with new mod caps. And I did you proud, Matt. I did both leads, both ground leads in without twisting them. And just to show that that is absolutely possible, especially with the mod caps because they are smaller. Some people much prefer this look. Other people prefer the twisted look. I'm kind of open to either way. Not a big deal to me. We did also cut the treble cap leads way down so that it's about the same as the original one here. Touched up a bunch of solder joints that were just kind of looking pretty suspect here and there. Over here, this 100 ohm was not actually in the eyelet at all. It was soldered on top of it in this side, soldered on top this side. So I put that back in. And then all of the solder joints on the brass plates here, I'm going to show that. Those were redone as well. And then the last piece, two more pieces actually. Let me move the amp down. Over here we got the bias cap, which was reinstalled. So this one was kept as the original because it had long enough leads. I was able to salvage it, and there's nothing wrong with the cap. And then I also redid the ground here, which looks nice and as you'd expect from the factory. Now that everything on the board looks much better to me, we can go ahead and flip it over and do the Doghouse. And hopefully that'll fix the problem. But if not, it could be just one of these resistors or some kind of loose solder joint somewhere. We'll figure it out. But either way, let's get the caps out of the way. So the Doghouse, let's go ahead and first just measure what the resistors are. This should be a 1K. And it is. This should be a 4.7K. Quite high there. And then these I don't believe we can measure in circuit. We'll have to lift the leg on those. So this one appears like it's way out of tolerance, so we'll probably have to replace that one. And then unfortunately I can't reuse these caps because they cut them so short. So they're literally, gosh, I don't know if you guys will be able to see this or not. I think I tried to show this before, but hopefully you can see how they're literally just kind of got the old lead and they're just kind of wrapped around. So they're not long enough to actually reach the eyelets themselves. Just a really lazy way to do it. You can see here they actually went in the eyelets on these two, but left the old leads there instead of just pulling them out. Or if the old leads were the bridge here, then you would just bend it over so it's not sticking up like that. But hey, that's what they did. Is what it is. Let's make it nicer. As luck would have it, I've got a pole that is measuring 4.7K exactly. So we'll go ahead and just replace that one for one, and we should be good to go on that. Keep it all nice and original looking. So that worked out. Let's go ahead and get our caps ready and start the process. Out of curiosity, I decided to pull up the schematic because it's really weird to see the 100Ks here. I've never seen that before. These are always 220Ks. And yeah, but they are clearly factory original. These have obviously very clearly never been touched before. So I pulled up this schematic just to confirm, and check this out. So this is the schematic for the Fender Bandmaster AA763, which is exactly what this amp is, what the tube chart says, and lines up with the date. So check this out. We've got the 20-20-20 microfarad caps. You got the 4.7K, you got the 1K, so all of that's correct. Let's look over here. So two 60 microfarad 350 volt caps. Bam, bam. Look at this. 100K, 100K. There are no caps here, no resistors here at all as part of this. So it's so strange. Part of these caps are in series together, and to increase the voltage rating. Isn't that so interesting? So this is like, and if I go here, look at this. So this is the AB763 Bandmaster. Look at this, 7070, 220, 220K, 1 watt resistors. So this shows them, but does not exist here. Fascinating. So this is another example, and I love these. I've gotten a lot of these actually, of just a very, very transition era amp. Everything from the exterior, the Tolex, the, just all of that, very transition. But even the circuit itself, it is not quite the AA763, which in and of itself is kind of, transition. It's very close to the AB 763. It's actually a transition between the AA and the AB because it's got these two resistors here, but they're different values than what they ended up using and putting in the schematic. So anyway, it's just a small little piece of history, this amplifier and this little bit right here. Just kind of cool. We're going to leave it stock, and yeah, we're gonna leave it as is, but just want to point that out. That was pretty interesting. And there you go. There it is redone. We were able to salvage these two caps here. So just straighten the leads and just kind of reform them. No big deal. Then these three had to be new caps. Each cap has the lead going through the eyelet and bent over on the underside. So there's a mechanical connection in addition to a strong soldered connection. These two resistors measured completely fine, right around 100K. And then as a reminder, we did replace this carbon comp with a 4.7K that actually measured 4.7K. There's also silicone underneath each of the caps. Not sure if you'll be able to tell or not if I lift it. You can probably just barely see there. You can see the solder joints. Nice, shiny, and beautiful. So that is, in my opinion, the proper way to do a recap. We'll go ahead and add a note in the Doghouse when the caps were swapped for the future tech, and we should be good to go to be able to turn it on tomorrow through a cab and hopefully hear beautiful, sweet Fender tone. So the last little piece of the puzzle for us to wrap up this beautiful 1964 Bandmaster is just a 3-prong wiring. So a couple things wrong with it, nothing major, but just a couple little pieces we can tidy up. First is the earth connection. It's going to obviously a lug off a transformer bolt. This is a big no-no in my opinion. I've shown on many amps in this channel where I can physically just move this because it just loosens up over time from the weight of the transformer. So we will be connecting this directly to chassis, just like you see here, here, and here. And then the hot and neutral, these are both all wired correctly. However, the length is too long. These are both longer than the earth connection, when this should be the longest of the three. So we'll just shorten these two a little bit, and that's just for safety code. So if the cable gets pulled, this is the last one to be disconnected from the amplifier. So nothing super major there, but that's kind of the last little piece to put the ribbon on top, the cherry on top, if you will, and get this amp over to the owner. So really pleased with this project. Beautiful amplifier, and should be good to go for a long time. Well, that's really annoying. This was installed sideways. So I don't know why they did that, but yeah, the strain relief, you can see that. Installed like this when it should have been installed like this. So I just popped that off and we'll replace this with a new one. Should have one that fits. Just the little things. I know a lot of people mention using this little tool. It's not perfect. It works okay. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's not, but I do have one of those. All right, we got our starting little bit there. I'm trying something new with the forceps here, whatever you call these. Just as a way to hold the wire in place without putting pressure on it where it's going to melt. This might work, this might not. We'll give it a shot. All right, I'm not sure if that actually really helped me doing it that way, but either way, we ended up with exactly what we want. A nice, clean, perfect little solder joint here to the chassis. And this is all wired correctly now, shorter than the earth connection as it should be. That's kind of the theme of this amplifier, honestly, is, it had work done to it. Some of it was okay, some of it was pretty subpar, and just kind of doing the little bit of extra work to get it really done right. So yeah, with that, we are officially done with this thing. Excited to get it back to the owner. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, following along. Gorgeous amp. This thing is so cool. Easily, in my opinion, one of the prettiest models Fender ever made. And yeah, hard to beat the transition era with this the blonde exterior. Man, gorgeous. So anyways, thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments. And until next time, see ya.